0, 1. Let's get started.
Good day, YouTubers and artist friends. This is Mr. Grant here in my kind of new art studio in my garage. We have a little plan out that I wanted to get out to my older students to make it a little easier for them to make a video. And it is rhythm robots. So my plan is to have two parts of this project. First is the keyword rhythm. That's my main goal, is to teach about rhythm for the first day of our project. And the second day is going to be about using color and color plans that professional artists do. It's the main 3 or 4 plans that would help you with any artwork that you do from here on out. It's a really important lesson to learn. So take a look. So one thing I know for sure is that in your lifetime, you're going to have to deal with robots. We got Star Wars movies, Transformer movies. I've started to create my own versions of robots that have a purpose. So if you were going to create a robot right now, just like Elon Musk just created a robot that he's putting out for sale, which could absolutely change the world, and he can make a lot of money. Or it's possible that you could come up with a design that is better than his. But I do know one thing: we're all going to be buying robots, fixing robots, or designing them in the next 10 years. So what is your design? What is your idea? I have several ideas that I want to share with you, and I want to see what your plan is. So here's how I would start my project. I want it to be big enough to paint. That's why I drew mine so large. Okay, so how we're gonna do this to start is, the first step is to fold your paper in half once. So I fold it downways from top to bottom once, and I'm gonna fold it down a second time, okay? Notice I held my paper portrait mode, tall ways, because I want my robot to be tall, because I want to draw the whole body length, okay? So what I did is I essentially made 4 sections to my paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Now I'm going to try to show you how to draw 2 different versions of a robot. The first thing you want to do is come up with your shape design. You want to come up with your design or shape that you want to repeat and have a rhythm of. So I found that it's a little bit more masculine for people who are drawing their shape as a square or rectangle pattern. So I'm going to do one idea of a robot with kind of a square shape. In fact, I'm just going to start with Sharpie just to save time. And so that's going to be the head. I want the head to be in section 1. If you want your robot to have a more female or feminine appearance, I would probably do my head as more of an oval or rounded shape. But I'll tell you what, both of these robots are going to repeat a similar shape. And this shape is the magic shape in art. It's called a trapezoid. So both robots, you'll notice, are going to come back to this shape. This shape is so important in the intermediate level in art. It can transform everything you do about art. So instead of drawing a robot with a little neck and a body below the neck, I would not do my robots like that. For you guys, what I would do is that, to make it more muscular, kind of like the Hulk, is I would draw the body behind the head. This is the upper part of the torso. Notice it's in section 2. So we need to do the torso. And what most people do from here is they draw legs coming out and arms coming out. Let's not do that. I want to improve your design. So we drew the top part of the torso, but what we're forgetting a lot of times is the hips. And for more male or masculine looking robots, we want our hips to be smaller or narrower than our top part of our torso, if that makes sense. Okay, then after that I'm going to kind of measure, and I want my arms, my elbows come down to, let's take a look at a mannequin. My elbows come down to my hips, right? My elbows I'm going to make as a rectangle. So here's where my hips are. Okay, again, we're repeating these rectangle slash trapezoid type shapes. And my arms are going to come down to about my knees. Now in section 3, that's where I put my legs and my knees. Right near the breaker between section 3 and 4, if you can see the 3 and 4 on my paper, is where you're going to have your knees. Below that, I want to make sure that my calf part to my robot is the same size as the upper part of my thigh. So, and again, you can change your robot design and style all you want and add different things to their arms and legs. Hands, I'm not going to spend too much time on hands. I would say my hands would be like a rectangle. I don't want to spend too much time. If you want to draw something in his hands, I'd have to show you a whole other way of designing this. For the feet, I don't know, maybe a trapezoid shape if you want it facing forward. If you want it sideways, there's other options. You could also do rocket boosters and things like that. Not sure what you want to do for the face. I'm just making things up, trying to make it unique. Now, your robot does have to have a purpose, right? So when you think about what the purpose is, then it will help you draw the design for it. So there, I just drew the letter G upside down for his hand. So I'm going to give a name to my robot. Let me go to the girl robot. So we started with an oval head, and then I'm going to draw an ovalish body that's actually a trapezoid shape. And you notice that I made his torso wider at the top. Well, with hers, I'm going to try to mimic kind of the mannequin look, and I'm going to give her a trapezoid shape going the other direction. For my rounded robot, this could be a girl or a boy image robot. But from here, I'm probably going to make my legs veer off in this same section, and it's going to be the same length as this square robot. I'm going to make the legs the same length, and I'm not sure what to call this. This is again a trapezoid upside down, but I added a V in the middle of it. You guys see that? So I have a trapezoid, but instead of drawing a line all the way across the middle, I have a V in the middle of it. Again, keep in mind I have room for hips. My hips are a trapezoid in itself right here. So we don't want to do our legs all the way up to the torso. A lot of people do their legs all the way up to here, continuing the line upward, and that's a mistake because it looks strange. Oh yeah, I need to repeat that oval shape, circle shape, because I want my robot to be more rounded. And I'm not sure what direction you want your arms to go. Maybe I'll have these ones go up this way. Again, I'm going to repeat the circles and round shapes. If I have a circle on my robot, then I'm going to repeat circles in my robot again and again. So let's make sure that my calves are about the same size as my upper thigh. And my feet for my female robot, I'm going to do just half circles to keep it quick. I could do all kinds of different ideas, but let's bring her arm down to about her hip level, and then do her hand and wrist. So that's a start to my feminine robot and my masculine robot. The head, the eyes, I'm not sure what might be a cool design for you. That that's going to be more of a personal thing. I might add feminine touches like eyelashes, or maybe not. Maybe like a bionic eye with eyelashes. Lips is always a giveaway, telltale giveaway. And here, let's do this. I'm going to do a tube up top. And I can make this curly for curly hair, or I can make it straight for straight hair. But that gives a robot look with a little added spice to it, a little added spark to it. Okay, so there's two options for robots based on a square trapezoid type shapes or rounded trapezoid type shapes. And now I think we're ready for our day 2 lesson, which is about adding color.